Circle meeting on preparation of financial statements using MS Excel. The speaker for today is CA Sarun Kumar Uppalapati. He is a qualified chartered accountant in the year 2010. He is a certificate holder in forensic accounting and fraud detection from ICI. He is the nominated member of Information Technology and Digital Transformation Committee of SARC of ICI for the year 2017-18. He has worked with Microsoft and Credit Suisse Bank for more than 3 years. He practiced as a partner in a leading firm, and he is also practicing in a leading firm presently. Heading the special assignment divisions for more than 3 years. His specialization includes data mining, data analytics, forensic auditing, and ERP process audits, etc. Having overall more than 8 years of experience in handling data analytical tools like Microsoft Excel, etc. He has been the regular faculty for Forensic Accounting and a Fraud Detection Certification course conducted by ICI. He has been the guest speaker for the seminars being conducted by ICI and other institutions like NASAN, etc. on the topics data analytics with MS Excel, usage of technology in CA profession, Excel as an audit tool in bank audits. He is the founder of online training platform excelism.in. He is also the corporate trainer of advanced Microsoft Excel and trained the employees of various corporate companies. Before I leave the floor to the speaker, let us rise for ICA mode. Thank you, members. Over to the speaker.
Good evening, one and all. Thank you so much, SARC. In fact, this is my second visit in a row. Very recently, they inaugurated data analytics lab at ICI, SARC, and I was privileged to take the inaugural session there. That was 3 days course on data analytics dashboard course, and in the immediate month they called me for 3-hour seminar. I said, in terms of financial statement preparation, especially with Excel tools, that should be ideally the workshop. So they said, so as of now, one slot is vacant for 3-hour CPE. So I said, that's fine. At least I'll try to demonstrate in 3 hours what is important and what is cream. Okay, so without going into much things, I'm trying to directly go into the topic. Since I'm also the faculty of students for ITT as well as advanced ITT, though these days I'm not teaching for ITT, for more of advanced ITT, I start my session with one question. Do you know Excel? Okay. When I ask this question, first time everyone says that, of course, yes, we know Excel. When I stretch the point, do you know Excel? Then they'll start thinking, I think we know Excel. When third time when we stretch more, do you know Excel really? Then everyone will be into doubt. I think we had to learn many things. That is what actually the Excel. When we think in a generic way, everyone knows Excel. What is there in the Excel? You ask even 10th standard guy these days, their academics is having computer and that is having Windows and MS Office, they know Excel. You can even ask a chartered accountant. In fact, chartered accountant are the people day in and day out use Excel. In fact, there is a joke on chartered accountants. The only professionals in the world who earns lakhs of rupees every year and high-end laptops. I have seen even some chartered accountants started using 2 lakh worth of laptop, 3 lakh worth of laptop. But day in and day out, the only application 90% of the time they use is MS Excel. Yes or no? Because I have not seen at least any chartered accountant started using some complex applications, because that is what the Excel tool connected to our lives. Though we are dealing with the accounting, we are dealing with the finance, in our entire process, we deal with so many applications. Because I don't think so, any application, even you use SAP or Oracle or Lesson, BAN, any ERP you take in the world, accounting application, okay, can cater you to put the accounting entries inside. I don't think so any application can make the financial statements in such a way directly auditors can review and upload into the MCA website. 99.9% of the cases, our work started after the trial balance. Though accounting application is having a facility to prepare the financial statements. Why we take trial balance and on top of it, why we do workings? Because of so many things. Because we do post so many adjustment journal entries, and after trial balance we put many things which, okay, the ERP cannot cater and so on. Okay, so when you are trying to put something into the accounting side, accounting applications are so many, I'm not going into that. Once you get the data into some application, that application should be in a position to do all the workings comfortably, right? That application is nothing but the Excel application. Any spreadsheet you can use for that matter. Why we are talking about the Excel here? Because Excel is the application 90% of the market occupied. Okay, that is the reason we are learning Excel. In fact, in our offices also, I think majority of the cases, whenever as a principal you are just going besides article student, she or he will open one Excel file, big Excel file, and put the cursor as if she is doing something in the Excel. Because when someone opens the Excel, we looks like, okay, they are working on the Excel file, because it's more of the numbers. So when they asked me to talk something about the technology related, I have chosen this topic because this is the month, majority of the cases, we do prepare the financial statements. So I thought I can give some tips, maybe techniques, maybe tools, maybe features, where you can use while preparing your financial statements. Okay, I know even a small piece of the Excel topic will take so many number of man hours. In fact, in our 3 days data analytics course, I couldn't able to complete the entire syllabus, because even some function we can talk more than half a day. That is such a vast. But I'll try to cover as much as possible what are the important things. I'm not saying that I'm going to teach you the Excel today, but I'm going to give you the approach so that you can go back and you can work on the approach, and you can ask your article student to work in that angle, and I'm sure you can able to have good financial statements. What are the challenges in preparation of the financial statements? My first question, actually, I always surprise. Financial preparation task is the task of auditors? No, right? We are actually auditors to go and do the audit. But unfortunate thing is, majority of the cases, for the small firms, we ourselves do the financial statements. Okay, I think majority people agree with me. Okay, that is the first biggest task. Let's say if we accept to prepare the financial statements, every year, different article. For example, I am having a client since many years. This year, one article student work on a particular financial statement. Next year, for the same company, one more article student will come. He doesn't understand the language, how he has prepared. Again, for him, it is a new task. For him to understand the financial statement itself will take a lot of time. Okay, that is one of the biggest tasks. Tracking of all adjustment journal entries. Okay, I don't think so, unless it is a very small firm. Majority of the cases, we do prepare adjustment journal entries, and that must be posted in the current year with the backdated or in the current year, and we should have a track of it. So next year, it's very difficult to have a track. Last year, okay, let's say I thought of posting another 15 to 20 JEs, I have given them, and I told them these are the adjustment JEs which we are considering. This year, we don't have a track of it. And when we get a balancing figure, we always surprised why my cash flow statement is not tying up and so on. absolute amount appears in formula. In fact, this we are habituated from our CS students' life. In our CS final exam, 20 marks question is the final accounts, where they ask 90% preparation of the financial statements, balance sheet and P&L. 90% of the cases, that particular problem, student will not get matched assets and liabilities. What students will do? If he is a smart student, he will leave it as it is. If it is not a smart student, he will just look around. If no one is observing, he will put the balancing figure somewhere and he will try to match. Yes or no? In fact, our staff try to do the same thing. When they have a balancing figure, because Excel is such a powerful tool, at the same time such a dangerous tool. If you don't work properly, that can trigger into bigger losses. Losses in the sense, my term is, in terms of the data, that can give you wrong data. So in Excel, let's say one article student working with something, maybe that is an absolute amount is a balancing figure, and you are asking every day the article student when you can complete, he cannot able to go back and track it why this is coming. So what he can do, somewhere he'll put plus and he'll put that amount so that balance sheet, P&L, everything will get tied up. Next year, new staff will work on. He is having already some balancing figure and he has seen this balancing figure also. He is trying to find out why this balancing figure is there. Ideally one field should have only one formula, not different formulas. So in those cases, how to find out? Validation controls are very important. Link from the trial balance to the financial statements. My work started when I download the trial balance, my work started to prepare the financial statements. 90% of the cases we take the same links, equal to this cell plus this cell and so on. How to take proper link? Because once it goes to article student, he'll prepare it, then it comes to the partner or in charge or audit manager, he'll review it, then that goes to the partner finally. In the process, that makes a lot of changes. If I go back and do the change, will my financial statements automatically update? And in how many scenarios that will not update, and what are the minimum things I need to take in care if I want to make it update automatically? So links is the biggest problem. If I do a change in the trial balance, that must automatically link it everywhere. Revision of the financial statements once we prepared is a difficult task. If I want to revise, if I want to go back to trial balance and I need to cross check whether everywhere the balances has been changed or not. Because if one item you put it, that can impact into balance sheet, P&L, maybe cash flow statement, maybe some of the schedules. So having a track of all those. And manual method of carrying financial statements to annual return. Though I prepare balance sheet P&L in Excel format, I don't think so directly I'll upload this Excel file into MCA website as annual return, right? What I'll be doing, I'll take one more tool which can able to help me to prepare the report. That tool we call it as a Word document. So I'll prepare the Word document with the notice to the directors, then directors report, directors responsibility statement, then auditors report, then financial statements, then all notes to the accounts. This Excel file data, how that will go into the Word document, we'll copy, we'll paste. Otherwise, we'll copy, we'll put a table and we'll put the same thing figures over there. And majority of the cases I have seen chartered accountants directly taking the printout from the Excel file itself. That's not the good practice, right? Because Excel is meant for the working, Word document is meant for the report. So let us use for the objective things. 90% of the cases we use Excel as a reporting tool. Because of that, the format comes with a different ways. If you look into financial statement of any mid-form, first page comes into a different format, financial statement comes into a different font and format, and everything is into different format. So how to manually linking? That means if I update into trial balance, how that goes into my balance sheet P&L automatically, from where how that goes into even Word document automatically. That means if I do a small change, I should not even look where it is changing. Automatically, the entire process should happen seamless. That is one of the challenge. And so on many things, we'll get while I talk about a couple of things. Here, if you want to learn Excel, many things are there. I'm just focusing more into what are the minimum functions which we need to learn to prepare the financial statements. One is VLOOKUP function. The other one is basic function, for totaling is sum function, sum if and sum ifs. One of the very important function. In fact, this is what the heart of all the functions in financial statements which we are going to use. And round function, Very tricky function this is actually. If you forget to round off at the trial balance level itself, okay, once you prepare the entire balance sheet and P&L, I have seen many financial statements. Assets, liabilities total have a difference of 1 rupee. How embarrassed it is on the face of the balance sheet, assets and liabilities are not matching. That is not because of he did the mistake. That is because trial balance is into 2 decimals. At the end in the balance sheet and P&L, he made it into 0 decimal. Okay, so where to keep the round function at the trial balance level itself? So round is one of the important functions we are going to use. And ABS, converting negative values to positive value. Though revenue is a credit, which is a negative value, but when I take into the P&L, I can able to take it as a positive. So I can use ABS function, okay, and so on. These are the minimum functions which you need to have hands-on. So my suggestion, once you go back, if you get a time, you can ask your article student, or if you are familiar with Excel, you can start working on these functions minimum. Now what are the important features? Okay, in Excel, function is different, feature is different. Okay, filter is a feature, sorting is a feature, subtotal is a feature, data validation is a feature, pivot table is a feature. These all are the features. Okay, defined names is one of the very important thing which we are going to use for the printing, for referencing, for many things. I'll let you know exactly what is the meaning of defined name. Paste special, filters, formula auditing. Let's say the entire financial statements prepared for the bigger company. Now I want to know whether every item from the trial balance is carried to one or other place at least. That means how I can able to check it out? I can check the trial balance items and I can click the, okay, check the precedents or check the dependents, so that when you click the dependents, every item will have an arrow. That means this is having a reference to some other place. Okay, though in the trial balance 100 items are there, how can I cross check whether all 100 items being considered in the financial statements? Maybe some of the 2 items may be compensating error. One debit he missed, one credit he missed, both are same values. Everywhere you will get the correct answers. But how do I cross check as a validation control whether every item in the trial balance is considered in the financial statements? Okay, we have a couple of concepts of arrow precedents, arrow dependents and so on. Through that we can able to check it out. And go to special. And one I am trying to connect from the earlier. Okay, earlier I said there are chances when we have a, okay, when we have balancing figures, we'll go to a formula and we'll put the absolute value inside. Or else we'll erase the entire formula, whatever the balancing figure, we keep it. In fact, okay, since all are chartered accountants and in a very lighter side, we are the best people, okay, to put the balancing figures, especially. When client comes, okay, we don't start with what is his income. Okay, majority of the cases, what is the tax. So, goal seek is the best function. So, when it comes to a balancing figure, okay, how minimum care you have to take it. Okay, out of all the formulas, I know that this column must have a formula. Let's say in between some of the numbers are there. How to directly go into that number? Because that's a validation control. This formula, this column must have not any formula, must have not any other value other than the formula. If numbers are there, that means he edited the formula, he kept the number. How to get the control? So these all are the minimum features which we are going to talk. Okay, whatever it is, okay, because I talk more of data analytics side, I always think this is the quotation which apt work for the data analytics as well as to prepare the financial statements. I like this quote by Abraham Lincoln. If I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I did spend first 4 hours to sharpening the axe. That is what the job we need to do when we are trying to make the financial statements for the client for the first time. If you are not organized, at least you have to freeze 1 year. That year you have to prepare in such a way. I am sure that year it will take a lot of time because you are making a system. But once you make that, next year onwards, for the same client, let it be whoever the article student going to work, that will not take more than maybe 20% of the time what you spent in the first year. Okay, so I like this quote. I feel this is what appropriately work even for us. Okay. In fact, my PPT is generally, okay, maximum 1 slide or 2 slides because I directly jump into the Excel because mostly I talk on the Excel. I am trying to open couple of formats since the data is very confidential for the clients. I have not carried any data, but I am just trying to tell you what are the minimum things we need to take. If it is a company schedule, as per the Companies Act, we have to prepare the balance sheet and P&L. If it is partnership firm or anything, that is based on our own choice. Okay, so you can either prepare in whatever the format. That means what I'm trying here, it's not coming. I'm sorry. Oh, till now you have not seen the PPT.
No, we
I
have
surprised.
we have seen the tree and all.
Okay, now only. Yeah. Okay, so this is what the format in which we prepare the balance sheet and P&L, because that's for which we take a lot of time. Okay, I have taken a couple of just draft financial statements for your information. So trial balance will be into different formats. Okay, here the first thing which I would like to tell you, exactly whatever the items which are there in the balance sheet and P&L, those items, those descriptions never be directly your ledger account names, right? Even in the, for example, if you go to the balance sheet, okay, what is the name of the cash here? It is cash in hand or cash or cash equivalent. I don't think so any company will keep the ledger account as a cash and cash equivalents. That is a group. In that many things will be there. Okay, that is the reason every item here may be having more than one component. Okay, some of the cases like other expenses that can have maybe 70 to 80 components from the trial balance. So here the important point is ledger account descriptions are important to create the master data. Okay, the first task which I am going to do is going to create the master data for the ledger accounts. So trial balance can be different types. This is one type of trial balance. I can have opening balance, then debit, then credit, then closing debit, closing credit, and final balances, and so on. And one more maybe I can have like this. Okay, this is one of the balance sheet and P&L for one of the company. Okay, this is what the trial balance we can have, and so on. So I'm trying to take one blank file because I just want to demonstrate with a small example so that you can correlate with a very bigger example. Okay, let's say I have the particulars here. Let me take the same draft one, because our work starts after downloaded the trial balance, right? Here I'm trying to take these all are the fixed assets. Okay, these all are fixed assets, right? Okay, I'm trying to take till here, copy paste special values, okay, for which I'm directly having the, okay, I'm not taking the opening balance, then debit, then credit, then closing balance. This is what 5 columns we get it. In some of the cases 6 columns, 7 columns, because they take opening debit or debit and closing debit and so on. Maximum these are the columns. After generally we started directly working on this column. Okay, no. Adjustment journal entry you can put 1 column. Okay, and just for the highlighting, this is what one piece I should not touch, because this is coming from the system, right? And this is actually the adjustment JEs which I am going to post, okay, which are not there in the accounting application, which I am considering while posting the journal, maybe final preparation of the financial statements. Let me put into the different color just for the understanding sake. I'm sorry. Okay, then this is what the closing balance. Closing balance is basically this, okay, plus or minus this. Adjustment JE's total should be always 0 if you properly post, because whatever it is, double entry system, debit and credit. For example, one debit item, one credit item, debit is coming from the balance sheet, credit is coming from the P&L, then I'm going to put one is positive, one is negative. So at any time, one of the important control is adjustment JE's end balance must be 0, so that this will be automatically 0. Okay. The closing balance formula, for example, if this is, let's say 15,000, let's say this is 20,000, this is not actually 15,000. For easy understanding, let me put this 11.42, this is 12.32, maybe in thousands or lakhs, whatever it is. The problem is, let's say adjustment JEs are 0. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste here, right? When I directly consider this into my financial statements, okay, the total of this, can anyone tell, equal to sum of this and this? With a simple example I'm trying to demonstrate here. But since it is numbers or rupees in a bigger size, so generally in the financial statements, we keep with 0 decimals, right? If I keep 0 decimals, for example, consider this as an asset, this as a liability. Do you think, okay, for example, this is what the total. So 11, 12, how the total is looking like? 24. Do you think the formula is wrong here? No, the formula is correct. In fact, because when I round off at the end, while preparing the financial statements, that is the reason majority of the cases we get a difference of 2 rupees, 3 rupees. Just to adjust that will take half day time, because if you adjust somewhere, again because it's a double entry system, somewhere it's going to trigger. So at this level, you have to control. In this case, what I'm going to do, I'll reuse the round function, one simple function I'm trying to demonstrate here. Round is the function. What is this round function does? It's going to round off your number, whatever the number it is. To what? Second argument is important. Which number? Okay, this plus this. Whatever the final figure, this is what the number. To how many digits? If second argument of these we call it as a arguments. Okay, first argument is the number, second argument is nothing but number of digits. Okay, if second argument is positive, that means it's going to round off to the nearest decimal. If I put, for example, 3, second argument, that means 3 decimals it will round off. 2 decimals, 1 decimal, 0, round off to the nearest integer. -1, round off to the nearest tens. -2, nearest hundreds. Okay, 100 multiple value, and so on. Not hundreds, 100 multiple value. Now I am going to put 0. If you round off to 0, now this is what the same thing I have given. Now put the sum function here. It is absolutely giving you 23. Okay, this is one function we need to use, not in this closing balance. Please try to understand in the final balance. So this is what the balancing, okay, column which we are considering for the financial statements. Okay, this is what the first step we need to do. Whenever we have a trial balance, we need to understand till which piece. This is structure. What I am going to do later, I will just, for the next year, what I am going to do, I will just copy paste the trial balance here, that's all. So that adjustment journal entries, I'll go and I'll update, my final closing balance will come. Anyway, this I am going to refer to the entire balance sheet P&L. Okay, I need not to do anything, everything will update automatically. Okay, now let me leave about this topic. Let's come back to the topic. For example, these all are the assets. I am directly taking for the time being is the closing balance. Okay, now we understood what is the adjustment JEs and closing balances. Now, let's say these all are the assets we know, right? Let me take very random numbers. This is 20,000, this is 30,000, then this is 5,000, and this is 2,500. And I have couple of, let me take a couple of maybe share capital. Okay, because we can find the same related values, okay, many number of times that can update in the trial balance, right? Let's say this is 50,000, 75,000, and this is 15,000. Okay, and I'm taking maybe relating to salary. Okay, this is, let's say, admin staff, and there is something like 25,000, and this is salary for maybe sales staff, and so on. This is another 15,000, and so on. Depreciation in that different categories will be there, because generally when small company we look for the trial balance may be just having 50 ledger accounts maximum or 100 ledger accounts. If you look for a bigger company, 10,000, 15,000 ledger accounts will be there, because that is system generated. Even for the small amount, they'll create a ledger account and they'll put it. When you download the trial balance, that comes into thousands. Let's say for the depreciation 1, I'm having, let's say, 2,500. For the depreciation 2, I'm having, let's say, 5,500. And also this never be in the proper order. Don't think that whatever the trial balance order will be my all depreciation. In between suddenly maybe revenue from operations will be there, because that may be into alphabetical order. Revenue from product A. For example, this is, let's say, 25,000. Another revenue from product B. Let's copy this and paste here. And this is, let's say, 35,000. I'm taking a very small example. And other expenses, let me keep rent, then electricity, and telephone. Okay, some values are there, 5,000, 7,500, 7,000, and 2,500. Now friends, these are the final values which I said where we have used the round function. Now,
let's say for example, this is what the balance sheet. Okay, now in this balance sheet, let's say share capital is there. This is as per the description of the schedule 3, if it is a company. Otherwise, whatever the balance sheet P&L schedules we have, this is not exactly the description what is there in the ledger account, right? So here I have a share capital. Okay, maybe after some place this is a fixed assets. What is the habit generally we do to have the balance sheet here? Okay, we put amount here and we'll put equal to, then we'll go to trial balance. This plus, okay, this plus some of the cases I've seen even in one, okay, cell, they are given 30 to 40 plus symbols like this. Can you understand if tomorrow, okay, if we do a small change and if you want to review the financial statements, can we able to track exactly from where this is coming? And one more unfortunate thing is, here instead of this you can put a sum function. Why? Because all are one after other. Especially in the case of other expenses, throughout the trial balance in the P&L, other expenses ledgers will be there scattered. In those cases, I must use the plus symbol like this. Okay, I've seen many financial statements, the same problem. When you go back and start looking into the values from where it is coming, very difficult. If you go back and change any of the description of the ledger account, then we'll not even get a final conclusion in which account it got changed. Okay, so this is what general practice we do. Let's say this is what fixed asset, right? Let me copy paste here. And this is what share capital. I'm just trying to take share capital. Okay, this plus, I'm just giving you what practice we do. Then we'll go into what ideally we should do. Okay, if I can able to put one more column here, these are nothing but the tags. If you are handling data analytics, you will get to know. Tags are nothing but the extra columns which I am adding based on my data. Okay, for these columns, let me put, let's say, like this. Okay, this column is, I'm keeping balance sheet tag. Why balance sheet tag? Let it be whatever the ledger account. But as per the balance sheet description, what description this must have? Sir, if I have, let's say, 2000 accounts, am I need to keep for all the 2000 accounts for the first time? Yes. That is what we call it as a master data. First time, because it's only one time job. And also if you are the accountant or maybe you are the auditor, for you it will not take much time. Because in many of the cases, it is having a code, I can filter the code, I can fill it out. For example, it is like this. This is fixed assets as per the balance sheet description. And the same thing is there, copy paste. And this is what, for example, share capital. Okay. And this is what the staff welfare expenses or maybe salaries you can directly put based on whatever the description we follow. And this is what we call it as a depreciation. And this is what, as per the P&L, that name is revenue from operations. And this we call it as per the P&L, maybe other expenses. Okay, so let's say one more, because we are auditors. If without audit fee it looks so bad. So let's take another 50,000. Okay, no, 15,000. So this is directly audit fee. Though it is the same, let me take it. Okay, now what I'm going to do, okay, besides this, I'll keep for this column, for this entire column I'll select, I'll keep a name as okay, let me go to defined names. Defined name is basically, you can go here. Are you finding here C1? Here I'll put a name as a tag balance sheet, BS. So that next time I can use this column very easy. Okay, if it is instead of BS, because all our balance sheet and P&Ls are also there, what I'll do, let me copy this because this is separate. I'll put here, let me delete here. Okay, this is P&L tax. You can join together. Okay, I generally have a habit of keeping two separate ones. This is tag PL. Okay, till here I hope you are clear. I'm going with a small example so that I have given you draft financial statements you can directly work on. Now, equal to one simple function we are using, that is sum if function. What is sum if function? Based on my criteria, it's going to work. Okay, sum if, the function name itself is suggesting what exactly it is. Excel, could you please sum the values if it is share capital, if it is fixed assets, and so on, equal to sum if. Okay, let me also give a defined name for this column as balance, TB balance. Okay, balance TB. So that everything in the formula, instead of taking it as a references, I am referring this as a defined name. Okay. Now, equal to sum if, what is the first argument? Excel is asking, Sharan, you are asking me to sum based on a criteria, right? Tell me in which column you want me to look for a criteria. Please look the criteria into balance tag BS. Once I give the tag BS, automatically this column got selected. Okay. In this column, what you are going to look for? I will look for the share capital, wherever it is. Then, once you look into the column for a share capital, then what you are going to do? I am going to sum the values. That is nothing but my balance, trial balance values. I am simply asking a question to Excel. Excel, could you please look into the tag of balance sheet for share capital and total the values which are there in the balance of the trial balance. Let me enter. I just entered, right? That must be correct. Once I copy paste, am I updating anything here? Nothing. I just copy pasted. Let's say after my thorough review, let's say this file went to my boss and my boss said, Sharan, somehow this went wrong here. Actually, this is not a share capital. This is, let's say, sundry debtors. Okay, so you have to update this as a sundry debtors. Let's say here, fix it as automatically my share capital got reduced. If I put sundry debtors, actually the debit should not, ledger name may not be like this. So let's say it is XYZ Limited. I know that it is sundry debtors. So can I copy paste this formula directly? Yes. Or else if I know that, let's say here sundry debt creditors is also there. Okay, so let's say I know that this is wrongly posted here. This is ABC Limited. Actually, ABC is a creditor for me. So I am going and updating here sundry debtor, sundry creditors. So I will just go copy paste. Okay, if I can able to properly maintain this. But here the question is when to maintain. Once we get the trial balance, immediately we should sit with the accountant of the company and we should fill all this P&L tag and balance sheet tags. That is first time activity. For example, these all are the unique values, right? I am just copying this. How to prepare the master data, I am just trying to tell you. Okay, generally if it is a bigger company, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, generally if it is a bigger company, they will be having a code. By looking into the code, you will get to know whether it's a balance sheet or P&L or any of the separate reclass account. So let's say this is what ledger. Okay, this is what master tag. Tag balance sheet, tag PL. Okay, now here let me keep very quickly. This is what I'm just trying to copy paste here. Control C, Control V. Since I already prepared, okay, if you want you can keep it separately. Okay, now let me put directly one tag because anyway either balance sheet or P&L, right? So let me copy this and paste special. This is what my master data. I'll update this data every time. Next time, whenever you get the trial balance, okay, once you do VLOOKUP function, some of the cases you will get not available. That means those are the ledger accounts they added in that year. Those are not there in the master data, right? I'll come back, I'll update those items and I'll go back. That will automatically take it. So every year, what is my job? Okay, first year master data updation. Second year only adding those extra ledger accounts which been added in the current year. Okay. For example, here there is one more item. Okay. Now let me remove everything because it's a proper, now my trial balance which I have taken, okay, from the system. Now here this is the place where I am doing tag balance sheet and here tag P&L. Next year, okay, next year these all got changed. ABC Limited here and one more year, let's say CDY Limited and we don't know what it is. Let's say this is share capital and this time this is again depreciation. I'm just giving randomly, you can understand the content here, okay, and there is one more staff bonus. Okay, this is revenue for plant A and one more revenue for plant B. Okay, this is, let's say, 25,000. Now, since already values are here, last year values, now let me write a very simple VLOOKUP function to get the values. Friends, this is what the trial balance we get directly from the accounting system. VLOOKUP is a very simple function. In fact, for the chartered accountants, one of the favorite function. What is VLOOKUP function? If I want to look something in the other table, every time instead of using Control F and copy the value and paste here, I can directly write the VLOOKUP function. What is V in the VLOOKUP function? It is a vertical. What is vertical? My master data here is in the vertical way. That is what the meaning of the VLOOKUP. Okay. So, defined names are very important throughout the Excel, not only while preparing the financial statements, even tomorrow if you do the forensic audit, maybe data analytics, maybe dashboard, anything, defined names plays vital role. Here I am going to keep the defined name for this entire table as a master table, master tag. Okay, this is nothing but the master tag. One sheet I am going to prepare. This is also, let me keep the same thing. And also I have seen many balance sheets, working files, where they just continue with sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Okay, always try to keep the names, proper suitable names. Okay, now equal to VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a simple function we use. In fact, one of the very important functions. What is VLOOKUP is doing? VLOOKUP is asking me, Sharan, tell me what value you want to look. I want to look this value. Where you want to look? I want to look into master tag. Master tag already I defined. That is nothing but the entire data. Okay, in this, which column you want to get as an answer in the master tag? Master tag, first column is the ledger account, second column is nothing but the tag. So second column please give me as an answer, which is an exact match. Fourth argument is exact match. Why exact match? Because it's a text value, so it is an exact match. Generally in the cases of ranges, we put the approximate match for the numbers. Okay, VLOOKUP function is one of the simple function again. It is a very simple, I will look for the value where in the master data, what you want to get it, second column, which is an exact match. Exact match is nothing but the false argument. So my answer is 0. Let me enter. Copy this. I'll do nothing. Wherever balance sheet items are there, till here, I can able to just copy paste. In fact, this is not balance sheet item. Okay. So what I'll do to make balance sheet and P&L separately. Okay. 1 second. Let me Control X, Control V, and let me delete. Okay. Till here, these are the balance sheet items. Let it be not available. Not available meaning what? That means extra this year it's added. Now let's write the same formula for the P&L equal to VLOOKUP. I am going to look for this value. Where you are going to look? Tag. Okay, sorry. Master tag, right? Master tag. In that again second column 0. Enter. Copy and paste. Many not availables are there. Now what you need to do? Your job is very simple. Okay, you can able to just filter whatever the not available, just copy these descriptions, that means these are the new ones, paste below the master data. Okay, and for this give the respective name. This is a depreciation, this is a revenue from operations, this is staff welfare expenses, and this is revenue from operations again, right? Now if I go here, now I'll define name, let me change it, because ideally you should take the entire columns as a defined name. I have taken only that particular area. Okay, master tag should be, okay, now I'll just, instead of taking this, I'll take this entire column. Okay, now if you go back, that automatically filled up. Are you finding here? Okay, there's everything got filled up. Now let me update CDY Limited, this is also new company. Now I'll go here, this is let's say sundry creditors. Okay, if I go back, automatically updated. So this is activity, this is the small activity we need to do every year. Now my P&L tag and balance sheet tags are filled up here. Now let's say the same thing. Now I'll copy this formula, paste here. I think this is what manual method, right? This is what, let's say SAMIF method. Now let me write the formula equal to SAMIF. What you are going to look, where you are going to look, I am going to look into tag balance sheet, for which tag balance sheet, that means in this column. Which column? C column. Okay, comma. Now, what criteria you are looking for? I am looking for this criteria. Okay, comma, and tag, sorry, I am going to sum the values which are there in the this one. Can I call this as, I think I have given a name for this. What is that? Balances, balance, trial balance. Let me just close and enter. Tag, some defined name went wrong, is it? Okay, since I have deleted earlier and this one I added, okay, so instead of this, let me take the reference for the time being. Okay, last time I have deleted that, so let me select this column. Okay, you will get the value. Let me copy and paste. So automatically my things got updated. Then while reviewing the file, I got to know that it was a mistake actually. ABC Limited is not the sundry creditors, it's a sundry debtors. Am I need to bother about my values here? No, because once you change it, your tax automatically changes because of the VLOOKUP function. Once your tax got changed, my balance sheet and P&L automatically got changed. Okay, now this is the way at least you can automate from the trial balance to all the balance sheet P&L. If it is a schedule related, I'll put couple of tags for even the schedules also. Okay, now let me take very quickly for the P&L. Same figures, I'm not doing much here. Okay, revenue from operations. Okay, let's say staff welfare expenses, audit fees, then depreciation, other expenses, then what other? Yeah, that's all. Okay, so now am I need to do anything here? Same thing, equal to sum if, look into this column for this and total the values which are there in this column. Done. Okay, revenue from operations, spelling is mistake. Copy and paste. That will update. Let's say while I am doing analysis, let's say somewhere this is not actually a depreciation, this is not other expenses, this is, let's say, depreciation 4. Somewhere I went wrong, let's say I changed it as a depreciation. This will automatically change, you need not to do anything. Okay, so throughout my trial balance, throughout my balance sheet and P&L, I am going to use one simple function, that is sum if function. If you have more than one criteria based on your groupings related, then we are going to use sum ifs function. Till now, if anyone having any question, please let me know. I hope I am going in the right way. Okay, anyone having any question, you can stop me and ask the question. Okay. So now I did this, and this year financial statements working file is over. Because the same technique, and nothing I need to do. I'll open the template like this. Okay, this is the format. Format will not change every year, I don't think so. Right? Maybe one or two items may change. Okay, I'll take the format. I will write the formula here, equal to, sum if, and so on. But you have to be very careful. I cannot give a reference here, because it's not share capital, it is A space share capital if you look over there. It is actually the crux of the entire formula automation here is what? As per the balance sheet and P&L phase, whatever the item that you need to look for. Okay, now because I have given a share capital, don't try to tag it here because it is having A also. So I should not prepare in this format. I have to put only share capital. Maybe if I want A, I'll create one more column before that. I'll make it small and I'll put A for it. So that my descriptions will be identical throughout the years. Okay, so I can able to write the balance sheet everywhere the same formulas. If you know that it is in a minus side revenue, then you can use ABS function. Write the formula, before that put ABS, so that minus will become positive. Let's say revenue is there in my trial balance in a negative, because it's a credit, right? Now what I'll do, I'll put the same formula. Before that either you can put minus or you can put ABS. Now my data is over. Data preparation for the first year. Now I'll go to Word document and we'll prepare a lot of things. 90% of the cases, those are the templates. But the unfortunate thing is, sometimes even we don't update the templates properly. We take from different company and we put Control H and we'll do whatever the changes we are looking for. But please do at least that Control H properly, whatever we are doing. Because many a times, because that company name will replace and we'll put our company name. And we are thinking that only the company name is ABC Private Limited. But in that financial statement, somewhere in the Word document, somewhere he kept as a ABC PVT Ltd. That will remain same because we are thinking it's a private limited. But that will not get replaced automatically. So at least that activity we need to do so that outside world thinks that, okay, we are preparing everything on our own. Okay. So now what I need to do, I am not going into the Word document how we need to prepare a director's report, auditor's report. In fact, you are experts than me. Okay. I am just trying to tell you how to link this. For example, let me save this file. I'm going to save this file as the working file. Let me go here. Yeah. This is, I can put the financial statements for, okay, you can put, let's say 18, 17, 18. 17, 18, directly you can put final. Generally we have a habit of versions, right? First one we'll put version 1, version 2, version 3 and so on. But my suggestion is directly put final. I'll tell you why. Let me save it. Okay. Now let me open the Word document. Let's say this Word document is having so many paras relating to other stuff other than the financial statements. Let that be. Okay, but we cannot copy paste that stuff somewhere. So in the Word document, I can create some random stuff. Don't read it because you'll not get any meaning for that. Okay, random text is there. Now let's say after maybe 2 pages, my financial statement is coming here. For example, let me go to insert and put a page blank. Okay, blank page. Now let's say in the above page here, in this page, I want to get the balance sheet. Okay, since I have already prepared the balance sheet, there are different ways you can able to keep the balance sheet here. Okay, many people copy this, they'll come here. Okay, let me remove manual for the time being. Now in fact we know what is this. This is actually financial year 17-18. For the time being, I'm just trying to take only 1 year. I'll tell you for the next year how we need to do this. Now let's say this is what we have the total, and this is what we have the total, and this is total, and a small formatting I'm trying to do here. Okay, so let's put bold and let's bold italic and paste this. And it's always a good habit to keep numbers into the comma format and also give what is the unit of it. Okay, 90% again we don't remember it, we don't keep anything. Okay, now let me copy this. This is particulars. Whatever you want, exactly what you want to appear in the balance sheet, copy this. Okay, will paste, Control V, people will do. Okay, I just click, yeah, Control V, and they'll adjust. For example, if I go and do a change here, let's say this is not 15,000 and this is 25,000. My fixed assets will update automatically, right? 47,500 will update to 57,500. But if you go to Word document, that will not update automatically because you copied and you pasted. Okay, so throughout the preparation of financial statements, I do a lot of changes, but I cannot have a control in the Word document where I need to do. Okay, so what I am going to do here in this case, where I have written, yeah, this one, let me delete this, I don't need this. Okay, now, or else one more I have seen, because I asked many people what methods they follow. One more set of practices, they'll put a table here, they'll copy paste and they maybe type. That is in fact very tedious process. Okay, we can able to actually copy this. I will not just as a paste. Generally we think that in Excel only paste special is there. Even in the Word document paste special is there. Okay, I will go to the home, there is a paste, there is a special. In that I don't want to paste, I want to link, right? Paste link for the Excel workbook object, worksheet object. Let me click OK. This will come exactly into the same format what is there in the Excel. it looks so odd looking into the grid lines. So what I'll do, I'll go and I'll remove the grid lines here. If you go back, that's gone. For example, now, if I go back and I got to know that in fact this is not sundry debtors, okay, I should not directly change here, ABC Limited, right? ABC Limited, sundry debtors total as of now is, sundry creditors 5,000, debtors 35,000, right? Now, ABC Limited, let me put as a sundry creditors, okay? Now, automatically here it got changed, right? Now debtors is 15,000, this is 25,000. If you go back to Word document, that happened actually, right? So what is my control here I am trying to do? In the trial balance, I'll fix everything. If you ask me a rule, the rule is very simple. You should not have a constant value or absolute number other than the trial balance sheet. Not even in the balance sheet and P&L. Okay, not even into the Word document where you are going to keep it as an annual return. Whatever the changes you do, that will happen. For example, I want to put a border here. I realized that border is not there and my boss said Sharon, border should be there. I just kept a border here. You go back, that border will appear here. Okay, I can simply copy paste. My suggestion is you can even do the job immediately in the first version, because I least bother from the second version, because once I change, now here only at 2 places I'm going to do the changes. So in the balance, in the financial statements working, 3 tabs I'm going to change. What are they? Master ledger tax, second one trial balance, third one adjustment journal entries, right? Adjustment journal entries also you can able to properly group it for the last year, for the current year, for the next year and so on. Okay, this is what one technique we follow. Now what I'm going to do, let me save this file as maybe the annual return or financial statements, whatever the name you can keep. Yeah, this is, let me put financials. Okay, financial year 17, 18. I forget to keep final. Let me close this and let me go to Excel. Let me close this, save, and let me close this one also, not required. Okay, I'm just closing for the time being all. Now let me keep this. Now let me open this Word document. Let's say I'm trying to review. Okay, I open this file, and in this file once you open, it's opening, is it? Yeah, it's opening. Okay, it's asking you, Sharon, there are a couple of links are there to the other file. Just don't say anything, just escape. Come back, come back. Okay, my values are here, and you can able to properly check. You need not to open the Excel file every time. Let's say while doing this, I got a review. Okay, I got some doubt how this value arrived. Then you need not to open the file. You just need to double click so that it will go back to the original file. That will open the Excel. It will select the balance sheet. Because in my Excel and Word, lot of applications are running. Okay, see, did I open the Excel file here? No, it has opened the file and it is showing you Sharon from here I copied and pasted. Okay, this is one simple thing. Why I am asking you to directly keep the final, here the entire logic is very simple. Word document is remembering the path of your Excel and it is linking. Later if I change the file name or anything, you need to link manually. That's the only extra point you need to do. That will not change automatically. But if you keep it a final, for example, while preparing the balance sheet P&L, okay, there is one more question. Okay, there is a lot of changes. So that what I can do, I can copy these two again. For example, where is the final here? Okay, financials. Okay, I can copy these two again, Control C, Control V. Don't touch these copies. This copy name you can keep it as a V2. Okay, and Word document, this one you can keep it as a V2. So this is the earlier version. Now every time in which file I am going to work, I am going to work with the first file which I have created. If you want version, don't worry, copy paste and change the version name. Let it be whether you work on that file or this file, content is same. Okay, this is what one sequence of preparation of the financial statements. Okay, I have taken with a sample data, even it is a bigger data, the concept is same. Writing one formula, instead of that, I copy pasted to 3 columns, 3 rows. You are going to copy paste to some 50 rows, that's all. Any question till now linking to the Word document? The only precaution you need to take, okay, and we have generally have habit of, if someone asks you the financial statement, we'll send the Word document file. Word document is meant for the report. That is not the portable document, right? Okay, what do you need to do if someone asks you the financial statements? Convert this Word document into the PDF and send across the PDF. The name itself is portable document format. That is what actually is to move from one place to other place, not your Word document. Okay, if you want to send the Word document, tell him that this is having a link, so that will not change anything. If I send this file to your system, the Word document only, that will not change the existing values. If you ask once you open, it's asking a pop-up stating that, Sharan, I found some links to the Excel file. Do you want me to update? And general chartered accountant habit, not only chartered accountant, user of Excel or system habit is, if any pop-up will come, what we do? Click OK. We don't read it actually, right? Okay. Even tomorrow if system asks, Sharan, I am going to crack your entire system. Okay. So let's come back from this habit. If something it is asking, let us all read it. Now if it is saying that, Sharan, I am going to update the link. In fact, source file is not there, right? If you click yes, then it will go to your system, into the C drive, into the desktop, into the folder. It will look for the Excel file. It's not available. Then it's going to show you errors. So in those cases, you just need to escape. So that existing data will not change. Same like our Excel. In the Excel, if you are trying to give a link to external workbook, okay, if I send this file to some other system, once you open the file, it will ask the same thing. Sharan, I found some links from the outside Excel. Do you want me to update? If you say no, that will not change anything. If you say yes, it's going to give you error. Okay, as simple as it. Okay, now first year is over. Now second year. Second year, generally we start with a new Excel file. Don't do that. Copy the same file. I'm just trying to take the same financial statements. Where it is? Yeah. Control C, Control V. And this time, I'm trying to keep it as this is 80-90. Why this is important, I'll tell you. Because my entire financial statements are already ready, right? Now, let it be this. Now I'll just change this name and I'll copy paste to the other column. Okay, the same trial balance. I'll copy paste the last year trial balance here. Okay, before doing that, what do you need to do? For example, this is what balance sheet P&L like. Let me insert one more column before that. Okay, and also one more task you need to do. What is the task? Control C, paste special values. Why? Because I'm going to change entire my trial balance. If I keep the same thing, it will show the same values again. Now if you go and copy paste the values here, now once you copy pasted the values, suddenly you got one more item this time. It is PQR Limited. And one more company is there here. One more last item is there. For example, rent. Okay, let's say this is 15,000. Already I have taken the rent, right? So you can take anything, maybe, okay, internet, fuel. Okay, let's say this is 15,000. Once I copy paste, this is also error. Now my job is very simple. I'll filter all the NAs. Okay. I'll take these two. I'll go to my master data. Okay. I'll copy paste special. Then here, let's say this is sundry creditors and this is other expenses. I'll go here, automatically those got updated. Earlier it was not available. Now I'll just go here, entirely got changed. Okay, now what I need to do, Control C, Control V, or else you need not to do that. Just put financial year 18-19 because comparable figures are also required. Now what I can do, same formula, sum F, okay, look into this column for this and total the values which are there in this column. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. I did nothing. Okay, this has to be referred to D column but not the C column. Okay, the same thing. Now only the thing is you need to change is totals. Copy and paste. That's all. Okay. Even after 5 years, I'll get to know what is happening last couple of years. Because next year what you are going to do, put one more column. This you can hide. Nothing will happen. Next time I can able to refer it exactly what it is. Even the adjustment journal entries. So that's what general habit, okay, I at least follow. Here I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not saying that this is what full, okay, proof method or this is what the only standard you need to follow. Whatever in my experience I learned, okay, I think this is the way next year onwards you can do the work properly. So I'm just trying to demonstrate here, okay. And for example, if someone is trying to keep some of the figures in between, let's say out of this entire one, okay, he is having some problem with this, okay, 75,000, some, okay, balancing figure he has to adjust. Instead of 75, he kept 25. Okay, generally what we think from top to bottom, everywhere it's a formula. Okay, now for example, somewhere in other place also, here it's not 15, here he adjusted as a 17,000, because balance is not matching. Now he's putting 17,500, so that balance will match. Okay, because it's a small item. If it is a bigger working file, so many items will be there. In those cases, I cannot go into each and every cell and check for is there any absolute number, right? What in this case I'm going to do, I'll select the entire column. I will go to F5. F5 is the shortcut. Okay, go to. Okay, that's what in the PPT I said, go to special. I'll go to F5, then I'll go to special, then I can go to the constants, because ideally if they enter, they are going to enter only the numbers but not the text, right? So in the constants, please select only the numbers. Let me click OK. Just highlight. Automatically it's going to highlight wherever it is. But the problem here is, if it is a direct number, you can identify easily. In between in the formula, if you put plus, that is also a formula, that's not a constant. That is a little tricky. Okay, in those cases, generally, while you are writing a formula, if you put something else, okay, normally if it is not very dynamic, it is going to show you some adjustment, okay, or some error. If it is a, for example, and first thing you need to cross check is, if you go to any system, make sure that this got enabled. Once it enabled, if any inconsistent formula is there, okay, then it's going to automatically highlight. Okay, whenever inconsistent formula. In these cases, we'll go manually or we'll look into some other procedure where it's going to happen. Okay, not this, right? So the same formula, copy paste. Now let's say 2500. Okay, so in these cases, little tricky. So we just need to go little manual method, or else you can look into the filter and so on. And also generally we think Control H replace is only for the absolute values. Don't do that. Even let's say if you're trying to replace 500 with 10,000. Let's say somewhere he has referred A500 cell. Even that will replace. So you have to be very careful. That's what I'm trying to tell. Excel is such a powerful tool. If you do a small change, that is such a dangerous tool. Okay. This is what one point which I would like to tell you. Now let us look into the small things in a proper way to note down. I'm going back to the small PPT. Okay. ABS is the function. Okay, I think you all know it. In fact, especially who are into the taxation side, especially who deal with the mutual funds, future and options, they know the ABS function very well, because for the turnover calculation for the future and options, what is that? That is the total of the positives and negatives. In those cases we use, for example, if this is a negative value, for example, let's say where is the credit? This what share capital, right? Let's say this minus, and this is what one of the minus. Now I'll go here. I'll just put before on top of it ABS. Let's enter. Okay, instead of just keeping minus, because we are going to copy paste the same formula many places. So signs are little tricky to understand. Now this is one method you can follow. And after everything, okay, in fact we have so many sheets. Now here, because it's very simple, balance sheet I kept in one sheet, P&L I kept in one sheet, same sheet and so on. Generally we have trial balance, then balance sheet, then P&L and so on. To take the printout even, or to refer directly, okay, it's very difficult on the tabs to go through. Okay, even we arrange very properly. As a principal, we are actually well organized. We want trial balance to be first, then balance sheet, then P&L, then notes to the accounts properly. When we send this file to our article student for review, what the other person will do, actually you want to compare two items, which is balance sheet and the last tab, which may be one of the notes to the accounts of the balance sheet. He is little lazy going over there and comparing. What he will do, he will take that and keep here. He will take this, keep here. Okay, unless you know what is really required. Okay. Don't touch the Excel files. If you are initiating, you can do that. I will give you, though it's not relevant to financial statements, I am just trying to tell you the power of Excel and how such a dangerous it is. One with a small example. Okay, for example, why you need to be very cautious, I am trying to tell. Let's say I have here, let's say Q1, okay, let's say Q2. You can able to prepare any things in the Excel, right? It need not to be all the time you need to take the same data. Okay, I'm taking here, okay, 4 tabs of data. Just for the small example sake, I'm trying to take A, B, C, okay, D, E. Okay, there are a couple of amounts. Don't look into the formula. This is anyway a small formula. I'm trying to make it to get the random values. Okay, now here how many sheets I have? 4 sheets of data is there. I'm trying to tell you the power of Excel. Unless you know, let's not touch something. Okay, for example here, I want to console the entire data. What is the general thing we do if we want to console all 4 quarters data? Same technique we follow. Equal to, we'll go to here, we'll put plus symbol, go here, this plus symbol, go here plus, and go here plus, right? If you have 20 sheets, nothing will happen. I have taken 1 minute time, you will take 4 minutes time, that's all, right? That's not the way, right? There is a better method for everything, okay? So what I'm going to do, sum of, I want from Q1 till Q4, I want to total everything. So Q1 colon Q4 exclamation mark B2. Generally we don't think that this type of formulas will be there. Here we are only asking one technique. We are only looking into one technique. If A1 colon A through A 10,000, that means from A1 cell till A 10,000 cell, why not sheets consolidation is possible. Okay, so I am using the same technique. If I enter, do you think I am going to get the correct answer? Anyone? Do you think it's a proper formula? I am using the same technique what you are using. You will take sum of A1 colon A5 to sum the values from A1 till A5. I am using the same technique, but not for the cells, for the sheets. Absolutely it's going to give you the same answer unless, okay, where is Q4? Okay, let's give this, okay. Absolutely it's going to give the same answer. In fact, how small this formula is? Very simple formula. Let's say someone has given this file to you, or else we have prepared this file, we sent this file to our article students. Now what they do as usual, okay, I'm just taking I think article students are here. I'm just taking as an example, okay, in fact, you are the best people to prepare the financial statements. Okay, once I send this file, now article student, as usual, they'll reshuffle the sheets whatever the way they want. Because they don't want to go there, last sheet they'll keep here. In the same way that guy is looking into this file, oh my boss has given a nice formula, he want to compare Q1 with Q4. So he'll compare properly, but once he keep here, he forget to keep there back, once he done his job. But what is the formula written there? Sum from Q1 till Q4. Yes or no? Now where is Q1, where is Q4? Besides Q1, Q4 is there. If you go back, do you think my total is correct? Absolutely wrong. Did he done anything in the formula? No. He has done everything correct. The small sin he did, he moved the sheet. If I am the person doesn't have a knowledge about the Excel, if I manage in whatever the way I want, will realize after uploading even into the MCA website. That is the reason every piece of the Excel is important. Why I am telling you so many validation controls, every point you must have a validation control. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult. Even if you call him and ask him why the values got changed. Sir, I did nothing. In fact, I did not even touch any formula. That's what he's going to tell. In fact, he said correct. He did not touch any formula. He just moved this. Let's say, after that I realized I moved it back. If you go back, the totals are correct. Okay, a small thing can lead into the bigger fraud. That is the reason while preparing the financial statements, you must need to careful many things. Okay, I'll tell you one more small thing. Okay, as a sum function, we all think we are experts into the sum function. Okay, these all are small validation controls which I'm trying to tell you. For example, you got some financial statements. In that one column it total, that is actually a dump of you asked for a back-end dump, he has given a dump. So equal to sum of this, at the end there is a formula. A1 colon A 10,000. Before you I did in fact 5 items, sum is correct, right? 150 correct. Let's say understand the situation, you went for a company and there is a file and he has given the file to you, and at the end of the A column he has written the formula. Equal to sum of A1 colon 8,000 or 10,000, whatever it is. As a chartered accountant, what do you do to audit? You will put F2. You will enter. Are you going to cross check whether this total is correct or wrong? No. Because as long as formula is correct, why should I bother what is the value it's going to give? Because it's a small value, you can directly cross check whether it is correct or wrong. If I give you very bigger value, for example, it is like this. Now tell me whether it's a correct or wrong, equal to and between, let's say, some bigger value. Okay. Now here I am writing a simple sum formula, equal to sum of this. Now do you think this total is correct? No. We are not sure. But we are just believing the formula, whatever the client is giving or whatever the accountant is giving. Okay, we enter, we take this output as an input into some other formula, we take that output as an input into some other formula, the chain will go on. Basic sum function, we have to first learn end to end. The small thing here, if I go here, let's say if I am the accountant, there is 20, this line is a problem for me. If this goes to an auditor will ask me a question, I don't want this to be part of my final total. Then what earlier practice we do, he'll remove. If he'll remove, you ask a question, right? Mr. 1000 items should be there, but only 999 are there. Why? Where is the other amount? What he'll do, he'll simply put a single quote before that. This single quote is for what? To convert a number into the text. Now he'll put right alignment because that is a little bit tricky and there is an error which is coming. He'll go here and he'll change that error so that even error will not appear. Even error appears in a bigger database. That small error you cannot even find. Now this is what the formula is written now. Equal to sum of A1 colon A5. I entered. Okay. Do you cross check whether this is correct or wrong? No. We are going for audit, big audits actually. I am telling you, if the client is smart, okay, he can do the fraud, not doing a great fraud using robotics or maybe algorithms or maybe data science, with a simple single quote, with a simple space. I demonstrate the same in the case of, okay, bank audits. Small thing I'll tell you, we go for a bank audits everyone. On what, based on which data you do the entire bank audit, based on the data, what branch manager is going to give it to us. Do you cross check whether the data is correct or wrong? No. In fact, out of the data only we take all the samples. Let's say branch manager has given you the data. And immediately once we get the data, I don't think so any branch manager will properly convert the data into Excel file, clean up everything and give it to you the cream. No. Even if it is a proper file, he'll make it mess and he'll give it to you. So that will spend a lot of time. Let's say he has given me a text file. I need to do the text to column. That is the first activity we do. In fact, our all bank audits since last 20 years, one session will be generally bank audit, full day seminars, topics are standard. In fact, I am hearing since last 8 years. In fact, I asked my seniors, they said even last 20 years it is same. What are the topics? IRAC norms, okay, provisions related, CBS environment, and one fancy topic, Excel related. If, okay, it is a bigger seminar, restructuring or maybe central statutory audits related. Since last 20 years, the same. If it is a CPS environment, the same topics we discuss. If it is a bank audit workshop, same techniques we follow. Bank audit workshop, it is a 5 hours. 2 hours is text to column. Another 2 hours is how to find out the NPA related, over. Okay, some point we have to stop it. I am trying to tell you just the approach. Let's say if the branch manager has given me the text file. What we do, we'll do text to different columns. We are all experts in fact. Okay. Let's say debit one amount is there, very bigger amount. He don't want that to be part of your sample. I'm sure you will be definitely taking if you do the analysis. So what he will do, he will not remove, because if he removes, you will get a question that is a bigger fraud. If someone want to do real fraud, he is much more smarter before you. In this case, for example, even tomorrow this triggered to a bigger fraud that went to the court. In the court, can you say that he has not given you the data? Of course he has given you the data. It is apparently available. You cannot say that formula he has given wrong. That is your duty as an auditor to check the formula. Right? If he is not giving the data, that's a fraud. He is responsible. If he is giving you the data, but technical side he is doing little bit mess up, you cannot understand. In the same text file, let's say some bigger debit is there. Okay? Before the debit, it's a text file, right? He kept debit amount, he kept 3 spaces. Let's say the value is 2 crore. Before 2 crore, he kept 3 spaces. And after debit amount, he removed 3 spaces. I'm just telling you a simple example. Now we will take the file. We'll do text to column. I don't think so. You look into each and every line item, whether it is properly cutting. After debit, we'll cut the column. What is the amount? 2 crores. He kept 3 spaces. 3 zeros will go into the next credit. That's anyway 0, 0. But 2 crore will become how much? 20 lakh. We'll do the text to column, we'll filter it out because we have very less time, and top values we'll ask our student to work on, he'll work on. In fact, you are not taking the sample which is very much required. Why we are not taking care of those things? In fact, closing balance, even text file will have a closing balance. But we always consider that closing balance. Closing balance is a small formula, right? Opening plus debit minus credit and so on. What we need to do here, what we are lacking, validation controls are lacking. If you are the person, though he has given a trial balance or loan file or advances file, whatever it is, balance, though column is there, you put one more column. You write the formula, cross check whether whatever the balance he has given, whatever the balance you got it, I am sure you'll find out. Okay, so small validation controls, even in the financial statements. That is the reason, though to prepare the financial statements it take 2 to 3 days. If you find small mistake, cash flow statement I have seen many people struggling a lot to match it up. Okay, 2 days, 3 days it takes. Not because, okay, they are not experts, they are experts. Subject wise very good, but structurally not proper. So approach is very important. Excel is very dangerous tool. You have to use it properly. And one more unfortunate thing, okay, for the chartered accountant, the biggest risk is when client started using 2007 version, we were into 1999 version, Excel version. When client started using 2010 version, we were into 2007 version only, still. When client started using 2013 Excel version, we are still into 2007 only. When client started using latest version 2016, now we upgraded into 2010 version. I have seen many chartered accountants started using the latest version of iPhones. But when you look into the, don't take into the negative side, I'm just telling you what the risk we are carrying. When in terms of the application what they are using at the office are old versions. Okay, but smartphone is latest version, I'm not questioning. I'm just giving you what is happening. And when client is always using the advanced version than a chartered accountant, it is a risk for the chartered accountant. Because you are dealing with the files what he is giving it to you. Okay, we don't know how the version changes from one place to the other place. VLOOKUP function I told you, right? There is a limitation of the VLOOKUP function. Whoever experts of the Excel, they'll get to know. What is the limitation of the VLOOKUP function? The value you are looking for, that must be into leftmost column. Since students are there, many people, advanced ATT, they might have learned. So whatever the value you are looking for, that must be into leftmost column. Let's say in my master data, that is not in the left side, but that is in the right side. VLOOKUP will not work. What we'll do, we'll cut that and we'll paste this side. That's what our convenience. Because you are cutting this side and pasting here, maybe you will get the solution for the VLOOKUP. Maybe some other formulas which are already there in the system that might impact. We are not sure. Okay, when client is having, okay, 3 seminars in their office for the Excel, we conduct 2 seminars throughout the year, CPE seminars. When client is learning more, it's always a risk. Okay, I am telling you, unless you know what the application you are using, a small things I told you right in the sample, space, he did any fraud, 3 spaces he kept because he's smart, you know how to make it. Okay, unless I have a validation controls properly, it is very difficult to manage. I need to make the system, no one will make the system for me. If I want to, let's say for bigger client, I am charging less, for example, with compared to Big 4. But make a system, put your learning curve to 20%, 30%, then that is viable. Every year the same type of data, the same balance sheet, trial balance, when someone asks his our staff will put equal to, put 30 items. If that is the case, every year will take the same time. Make a system. To make the system, these all are the small techniques which I would like to give you for preparation of the financial statements. I think we started with the small trial balance, from where how to make the master tag file, from where how to connect the master tag file to the trial balance, from where how to prepare the balance sheet and P&L, from where how you can take this balance sheet P&L to the Word document, from where we know the job, okay, converting into PDF and uploading into the website. Till now, anyone having any question before going into other small topics into the Excel? Anyone?
No, we are not able to follow the functions you are telling, no?
Sir, last 45 minutes, each function I'll take one example, I'll go. As I said, today I'm not here to talk more about the Excel as an approach, okay? So you can note down whatever the things which I am telling, because in 3 hours it is very difficult to manage. So that's the reason I am giving you the approach. Then now in next 45 minutes, whatever the functions I have given you, I'll take an independent example for that particular function I'll cover. Till now, if anyone having any question,
No problem. Excel to Word.
Do 1 to 4, how to keep a control so in case of change of sheet and all?
there is no control. If you want to use this type of formula, anyway mandatory. If that is the case, then protect the sheet. If you protect the sheet, he cannot move the sheet, right? So based on the formula, based on the feature what we are using, based on the formula what we are using, what is the remedy we have to be ready with? If I know how to write this formula, if I don't know that, if we change the sheet, this value will change, gone. You must also know, when you started using these type of formulas, you must also immediately protect the sheets. How to protect the sheet? You can go to review, you can go to review, protect workbook, and in that give a password. Just because it is asking password for every sheet, don't give the passwords. You have to remember the password. That is also very important. Okay, now gone.
Sir, when we protect, we cannot change the figure also, no?
No, I'm not protecting the sheet, I'm protecting the workbook. There are 2 types of protection, 3 types of protection actually. Protection of the file, that means to open the file, it will ask a password. Second one is protection of the sheets in the workbook, that is what just now I did. That means you cannot do structural changes to the Excel workbook. That means you cannot do anything with respect to the sheets. That means you cannot insert a sheet, you cannot delete a sheet, you cannot hide a sheet, you cannot unhide a sheet, you cannot move a sheet, you cannot copy a sheet, you cannot change the sheet color. Okay, these all you cannot do when you protect the workbook. Now in this case, if I go back to home, if I go back to insert, are you finding protect sheet is highlighting here? No, gone. You cannot insert a sheet is gone. You cannot insert any sheet. You cannot delete existing sheet. You cannot rename the sheet. You cannot move a sheet. You cannot change the color. You cannot hide the sheet. Nothing. So here when you are trying to use the 3D formula, immediately you need to protect the sheet. If you are the person opening the file and you are the only end user, these all controls are not required because I know how to manage. This is only when you are trying to prepare file, someone is using or someone has prepared the file and you started using. Okay. So small things. In this case, I forget to tell you. Let's say if this is the case, how to get a control? I told you, right, this example. Let's say this is the file, this is the total, which is wrong. How I need to validate this is wrong? Anyone? You got my question? Yeah, here total is wrong. Okay, now I said because it's small amounts, you got to know that this is wrong. But how you will get to know that the total is wrong? First, there should be a doubt, right? I don't think so. You will take a calculator and put every value and check it out. No. Okay. So,
I'll link this to,
sorry.
I'll link the column to that and put a total again.
This one?
No, I'll go to F. I'll go to
Yeah.
F is equal to
This? Copy?
copy paste and then take the total.
Still it is the same. Copy, paste, same. See, it's amounts are same. What sum is doing? Sum is ignoring the text values.
Paste special.
Even then, ma'am, even you do the paste special, the paste special will not change my value type. Here in this case, what you can do, in Excel there is a characteristic. When you are trying to use a reference in an arithmetic expression, okay, when you use a text having a nature of number, in the arithmetic expression that automatically becomes a number. Now let me copy paste. I kept what? Into 1, right? So this also into 1. In fact, this is a text, right? Text into 1 is still a number. Because when a number is having a nature of text, if you use the same in the arithmetic expression, that automatically convert into a number. Now if I total it, this total is 150. Okay, but I cannot insert column for every place, right? Let's say if my data is having 20 columns, I cannot put new 20 columns. There should be some more better methodology than this. Then what I am going to do, equal to sum of the same job, whatever I am doing, this into 1. Is it correct? I am doing the same thing. Okay, take the range into 1, enter. How many are saying that it's going to give the correct answer? It will not give a correct answer because it's a wrong argument. Yes or no? Yes? because Excel doesn't understand this. So in this case, I want to tell to the Excel you do repetitive calculation, okay, in the same formula. Generally normal formulas are two types. Normal formula, array formula. Normal formula you execute by clicking enter. Array formula you will execute by clicking control plus shift plus enter. I think many advanced IT students are here. They must tell. Array concepts are there. Okay, so control plus shift plus enter. Now what I will do, I will not put enter. Control plus shift plus enter. Now automatically I will get the correct answer. But how do you know that this array formula? In the formula bar, if you check it out, automatically flower brackets are appearing before equal sign and end of the formula. That is what an indication that it's array formula. Again, you must be very careful while using array formula. Why? Same thing. If I send this file to my article student, okay, if what they'll do, they'll not look into the formula bar for a formula. 90% even we do the same. They'll put F2. They'll check the formula. He'll think that, I think my boss has given the correct formula only, enter. But he doesn't know that you need to click control shift enter, right? Gone. Okay, so different type of advanced features having different problems. You have to work around the problems. Okay. So in this case, there are different ways. There is a simple function than anything else to identify where the text value is. What is a function? T is a function. You can just put T, copy paste, all text values will get highlighted. Let's say if I put even, okay, here before that single quote, that will get highlighted automatically. Okay, many methods are there. Okay, since it's not an Excel session, I'm not going much deeper. Now, let me come back. Now let us try to understand whatever we learned. We'll take an independent item because in the financial statements as a overall I have given you, you need to learn that one also is very important. Okay, because we have another 45 minutes time because I'll rush at around 8 o'clock. Okay, so in next 45 minutes, every topic I'll take it again. Independently I'll take one example, and my suggestion, anyway these all files I'm going to send across to you, to the institute, and they'll send across to you. And my suggestion, please note down at least what the function or the formula I'm using, at least the steps. Okay, since it's difficult to demonstrate everything. So, you know Sam, VLOOKUP I'll tell you. Okay, because let me write sum is to total values. Okay, let me write here the usage of this function in the financial statements also. Okay, function and usage. Okay, I need not to tell about some function. Now let's use VLOOKUP. Where we are using this, I've already given you. Where get the tags from master tag file to trial balance, right? That is in that particular place I am using VLOOKUP function. Now let me go here and put what is VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP with the simplest example. Okay, the same thing I am trying to take. Okay, let me take here instead of many things. Let me take Okay, this is what the description ledger. This is what the tag. Okay. Now I have a ledger. Just for the easy understanding, I kept both here. Now here in the ledger, it's a telephone or else audit fees, depreciation. Now let's say it is rent, it is telephone, and so on. Now, friends, please try to understand. I have a master data. Only VLOOKUP is when master data is there. Okay. If I have a master data in the vertical format, if this is in the horizontal format like this, ledger tag, telephone, depreciation, and so on, I am going to use HLOOKUP function. H is horizontal, right? So now what I want, audit fees belongs to which tag is the one which I want to get it, right? In this table, there are two columns. First column is the D, that is nothing but the ledger. Second column is the E, that is nothing but the tag. Okay. Here I want to get the respective value. Here I have taken only 4. In a real-time trial balance, you are having 10,000. In those cases, how to get the master data is the question. So I want to get the second column values here, based on the respective first values. That is what the place where I am going to use the VLOOKUP function. Equal to VLOOKUP. Description of the VLOOKUP function is very important than any other functions. No, other functions you can directly understand, but VLOOKUP function description will give you everything. What it is saying, looks for a value in the leftmost column of the table. What it is doing, look for a value, which value it is looking for, audit fee. In the leftmost column of the table, in the sense D column. Table is D and E column together. Looks for a value in the leftmost column of the table and returns. What it's returning is value in the same row. Let's say, for example, if it is finding depreciation, it is finding in this column. Now in the same row, whatever the column you specify, I'm going to specify the second column. Okay, so first argument is the lookup value. This we call it as a syntax. Lookup value here is what? Audit fee. Second argument is a table. What is my table? This is my table. But it always looks odd, looking D2 column E4 and so on. So what is the habit we need to go for? Let me select this and keep this name as a table. Keep this name as a table. So that for me, instead of taking D2 column E4, I can put a table equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value, where in the table, comma, now which column value you want to take it? Second column value, 2, because I want to, out of my master data, only 2 columns are there, 2, comma 0. Why 0? It's an exact match. I am looking exactly what is there. Enter, copy and paste. Why not available? Because it is not there. Since error is there, let me cover this small topic. Because you are the auditors, you must know. How many types of errors we have? How many types of errors you might have seen till now in Excel? Many types of errors. Value error, name error, num error, null error, div divided by 0 error, reference error, not available error. Right? Why you need to know about the error, I'll tell you. Let's say I went for an audit, maybe investigation, forensic audit. I got some Excel file. In the Excel file, there are so many reference errors. What you need to immediately understand, that means some of the cells or data got deleted. First red flag. When reference error will come, whenever there is a value, that is one of the place. One is there, I am referring this one in this formula. Let's say I went and I have deleted this, gone. Reference error. That means this is what the place where they might have altered the data. Reference error is the first trigger point. When div divided by 0 error will be there, let's say I want to divide this with 10. Can you divide something with 0? What is the answer? Infinity. In Excel there is no infinity, it's a div divided by 0 error. Right? What is the meaning of name error? Let's say for this I have given name as a table. Okay, instead of table, now let's say I went here and I have deleted that. Where is the name box? Table is there, right? I have given a name for that range. Let me delete this. Okay, let me close. Gone everywhere. Name error. When name error will come, Sharon, I am not finding a defined name with whatever you have given. It's a name error. Even if you observe properly, out of all the errors, the only error is having a question mark is name error. Remaining all errors will have exclamation mark. Because remaining errors are surprise to you. I have given a correct formula but still I got an error. But name error is questioning you. Sharon, you said table. What name it is, I am not understanding. That's what Excel is saying. Okay. So when you have a name error, when you go for an audit, that means some data been altered, defined names been deleted. Okay. And these all may be red flags. I am not saying that this is the only reason. Okay, that can be for any other reason also. If he is trying to give some wrong function name also, you will get a same name error. Okay. What other errors? Let's say 10 plus A. Is the expression wrong? No. Expression is correct. I have given equal sign 10 plus A. But in the arithmetic operator, can you put text? No. That's an invalid argument. When you put invalid argument, you will get value error. Okay. The argument is invalid. Okay. And when not available error will come, okay, let me put this as a table. Automatically this entirely will get correct answers, Table, enter. Not available error will come when you are trying to look into some table, but which is not available. Okay. Not available is a information. That's the reason it is neither having a question mark nor having an exclamation mark. Okay. These all are the small things. Okay. This is what the simple VLOOKUP function. Here there is nothing to understand much. Here only you need to understand. Here it is having 4 arguments. First argument is what I am looking for. Second argument is what I need to get. Okay, from which table. Third argument is which column number. Fourth argument is whether it is a approximate match or mandatory match. That means exact match. Okay, this is what the simple VLOOKUP function. This I have used here to get the tags from the master tag file to FV file. So let me write the arguments. Here your argument must be ledger name equal to VLOOKUP. Let me put, okay, VLOOKUP, open bracket, you need to put the ledger name, comma, master file range, comma, in that second column, comma 0. 2 comma 0 is common. I'm just giving you what formulas you need to, because this is a reference file you can use later. In this place, we are going to use the VLOOKUP function. When you will be using SUMIF function, to get the respective balance sheet or P&L, okay, totals, okay, respective, what do you call, heads total, respective heads of P&L and balance sheet totals, okay, heads of, okay, in this case you are going to use it. Okay, in this case, what formula you are going to use? It is very simple. I'll just put it is SUMIF. Okay, because someone asking me, so I am trying to go a little bit slower. Otherwise, this will be a little faster. Okay, so the same data I am trying to take it to explain you better. I am going here. Now let me take only this data, nothing more, nothing less. Copy. Okay, paste special values here. Okay, this is what the, this is what the ledger, and this is what the amount. Okay. Sir, we are trying to use the SUMIF function. What is SUMIF function? For example, okay, for these values, what is the master data? This is the master data. Copy and paste here. Now, depreciation is repeating many times. Yes or no? Obviously, because that can be for 30 items. Other expenses repeating 50 times because 50 other expenses related ledger accounts are there. Here, what is my target? For example, other expenses total I want to get. Directly can you get it? No. Why? Because other expenses are not one, many. If you want to directly get the total equal to same manual method, this plus this and so on. If 30 items are there, you will get 30. In this case, we are using sum. If, because I am asking Excel, look for the other expenses where in A column, then what it has to do, total the values in the B column, as simple as it. In fact, Excel functions is a fun, so much fun. If you start looking into the logic, it's very simple. Even if you give on the paper how you are going to do this. In the paper, if I give you this assignment, you will look into this column, you will highlight wherever other expenses is there, the respective value, you will total it. As simple as it. I am doing the same thing here. Equal to sum if. Sum if. What is the first argument? Sharon, in which column you are looking for? I am looking into this column. Obviously, right? I am going to look into that column. Then immediately for what? For this. Then comma. Let's say now I found all those values. Now what I need to do? Total the values which are there in this column. So it is as simple as it. Look into A column, for D2, total the values which are there in the B column. Sir, can I put B column, then D2, then A column? No. Because Excel syntax is saying that, right? Criteria range, then criteria, then sum range. Now simple, you'll get the value. For example, instead of other expenses, let me put depreciation. You'll get the value. Let's say staff welfare expenses. You'll get the value. As simple as it. This is where I am using to get the respective heads of the balance sheet P&L total. This is the only function which is very important. Where I am going to use throughout the balance sheet and throughout the P&L. What is the next function we started using there? Okay. Remaining functions are, you can easily understand. That is round function. Right? Round function. Round off to round to the nearest integer. Balances, closing balance to the nearest integer. Right? But for which column this function you are going to apply? I am going to apply this function for the closing balance. How closing balance you are going to arrive? From the trial balance, whatever the balance, plus adjustment journal entries is nothing but my closing balance. Okay? This round function is a very simplest function again. Okay? This is just for the reference again. Round, just for the understanding sake. I am trying to put some bigger number. Let's say 6, 4, 3, 8, 7, 2, 1 dot. Let's say 4, 8, 6, 2, 1, 5 and so on. For example. So that you can understand this function end to end, you can use it in a better way. Okay. Now, let's say I want to round off to the 5 decimals. Okay, then 4 decimals. Same formula, I'll just copy paste. Okay, let me just copy this. Okay, now let me remove this. Now what is the formula? Equal to round this number, comma, second argument is how many decimals? 5. Copy. Okay, 5. Now I want 4. So same formula I'll use. Control V. Now instead of 5, 4. But in our case, how many? 0. 0 decimals I want. Let me put 0. So that irrespective of the case, once you put round function, I forget to tell you, if you look into the total of your trial balance, that may not be 0. Because your rounding of couple of items are adjusted, the closing balance may be 1 or 2, 3 sometimes. What do you need to do? You take the 3 and adjust somewhere in the miscellaneous. So that at the trial balance level itself, I freeze everything. And again, where you will get a problem, when you are trying to put probably some percentages, if at all required, but 90% of the cases, adjustment J is also covered here. There is no question of other absolute values. So till my balance sheet and P&L, everything is absolute. Okay. This is to avoid which problem? I'm telling you here the problem. Let's say 11 point. Just for the reference later to check. This is actually correct. This is my, let's say, assets. This is my liabilities and equity. Let's say this is okay. Sorry. This is A, this is B, and this is my total. My total is actually 23. Now when I go to a balance sheet, I'll put 0 decimal. Now this looks so odd. Okay. In fact, this is correct. But when you are trying to remove the decimal by using a format, it looks so odd. So that's the reason you need to use the round function. This is manual. If you use the round function, how this happens? Okay, started using round function for this. It is small thing. It's round. Okay, equal to round of this, comma 0, copy paste. Now you write the formula. This is correct. Even the face of the balance sheet and P&L, that is correct. Okay, even to value bigger companies, we take closing balances. Last 1 digit we total it so that we'll cross check whether the final total is correct or wrong. We don't total everything, right? This is one formula which we use. Absolute formula anyway, okay, you all know it is a very simple thing to convert negative value to positive value. Let me look into the, why I said formula auditing. This point I forget to. Okay, let me go here. Now I want to cross check whether every item here is referred to the balance sheet or not, or P&L or not. Ideally, no trial balance value should be left over. Yes or no? Simple technique. Okay. Now I can go to the formulas. Are you finding there is an option here, trace dependence? Dependence is basically this value in how many formulas they have used. Okay, click here. That means the same column they have used everywhere. So every time I can just click this, okay, automatically you can able to find out. In fact, if it is a big four, they are having an automatic macro for this. What they do to get a control, okay, because they are very good at having a validation controls, right? They have a small macro, they'll select this column and they'll click this button. It's going to tell you which item is not having an error. Okay, but since we are not using the macros, and in fact for that, okay, you have to customize the macro a little bit because they have their own add-ons. Here if it is a manual thing, you have to go and cross-check. And also you can go to same thing you need to apply for what? Adjustment JEs. Sometimes we put adjustment JE, but we forget to total in the trial balance. Go to adjustment JE and put it out and you will get to know. What is this dependence concept is basically, okay. So let me go here and put formula auditing. Very important, especially to review the files. It is very simple. I just want to see what is the final figure. For example, this is 10. Okay, I am just going here and I am making this as the reference to this. Okay, I am just going here and I am giving a reference to this and I am finally going here giving a reference to this. Now let me just copy paste all these things here very simply. Okay, let me copy this and just a small example I am trying to make. Okay, now I'll just tell you how this trace dependence and this one will work as, okay. Now for example friends, I started with this, okay. Then I want to know this is how it is going in my entire Excel. I'll go here, I'll click trace dependence. It is telling that Sharon, I have taken this from here. How this is coming from here, how this is coming from here, how this is coming. One of the best forensic. If someone want to make a fraud, he never make a direct value. So through some other formulas, he'll finally refer here. If you directly look into the formula, that's a formula. But this is somewhere triggered, so that this is going to give you the entire path from where the values are coming. Sir, if this value is, let's say, in the outside Excel worksheet, don't worry. Let's say, for example, in this, I got equal to this final value. Okay, then if that is the case, if you go back, if you put a formula dependent, you are getting a black arrow. This is an indication that means you are referring to the outside value. Let's say this value I have deleted. This value I have deleted. Okay, when you now put the trace dependence, at many places it's going to be a error, because when error is there, you will get a red color. Okay, these all are small audit related. When you have a set of data, just to cross check whether it is properly flowing into my financial statements, this is what trace dependence or precedence you can use. I think more or less I have covered, okay, whatever the important aspects. This I am trying to put into a, okay, in very nutshell. I started taking a small trial balance for which I have given you two balance sheet and P&L. I request you today, once you go and start making into your own presentation for the bigger data, then you will get to know. Okay. Anyone having any question till here, please let me know.
From Excel to Word?
Excel to Word, sir, it is, I'll explain, but before that let me put in the steps here. Excel to Word is basically, okay, copy the Excel balance sheet or P&L or notes to the accounts. Okay, then go to Word document, paste special, okay, that you can find in the home tab, clipboard group, then in that paste drop down, then paste special. I think it is correct. Let me cross check. And I forget to mention one more point in the Word document. Because every time you will not have only the tables, right, from the working file. Sometimes within the sentence also, some of the figures will come from the balance sheet and P&L. right? Especially when we talk in the director's report about the performance of the company. Then profit and loss account, you refer in the sentence, last year, this year, okay? So, now this is correct, I think, okay? In the home tab, clipboard, paste group, in that paste special. Sir, just have a look, sir. Here I'm trying to copy paste. Okay, sir, just copy this, okay? And go here, go to paste, special, then paste link, then Microsoft Excel worksheet object. I just click OK. Once you click OK, this is an object. Object is basically meaning is that is not part of your tool, that is part of that comes above the Excel. In Excel, what are the objects? We have charts, okay, we have drawing, we have smart art tool. These all are the objects which are not part of your Excel. You can able to resize. Whatever the format your Excel is having, the same format will appear. If I go back and change this value to, for example, fixed assets, let's say 55,000. Okay, my value got changed here. There also it will change automatically. This is what simply. But the question which I forget to cover here. For example, if it is a table, automatically you can take it, that's fine. Let's say there is a small director's report statement is there. In one of the statement, in one of the para, they need to mention about, let's say, profit for the current year, or else maybe fixed assets. In a para they mentioned fixed assets in the financial year, okay, 17-18, what is the value? Okay, one second. 17-18, what is the value? And 16-17, what is the value? Even this also, these type of things also, we can find in the paragraphs. Wherever he's talking about a performance or fixed assets or depreciation. In the sentence. In this case, what I'm going to do, okay, now let me put this, yeah. Here I need to fill up with the 17-18 value. Yes or no? I'll go here, I'll copy this fixed assets, Control C, I'll go here in this area, paste special, paste link, Excel worksheet object, but it looks so odd because the size is so bigger, right? So this is not adjusting automatically. So what I will do, I will go to the same paste special, paste link, but this time not as an object. I will take as an unformatted text. That means that will exactly fit into your existing text. See? Now, do anyone think that that's a link? If I go back here, fixed asset, now it is 87,500, right? Now if I go back here, let me put this as a 1 lakh. That becomes 1,32,000. If you go back, your para automatically changes to 1,32,000. It is only for the first year, I am telling you. Next year, you properly have a control. Only one review you need to see. But again, I am telling you, when advancement is there, risk is also there. Okay, if you don't know properly end to end of managing this, that will become a risk. Okay, then 16, 17, it is the same thing, right? This is fine. But for everything, whatever you are going to keep in the Word document, sometimes working file may not be there because only one small calculation I want to make here, for which I have not created any working file. Then what we do, we'll take a table and we'll try to put in the tabular format. That's the problem with the tables in the Word document is, can you write a sum formula for the tables here? No, because it's a Word document. So what I'm going to do in that particular case where working file is not available or the data or that particular table, I have not created any working for that in the Excel format. So what I'm going to do in that case, let's take the table. Okay, in that, are you finding there is an Excel worksheet, Excel spreadsheet? Let me click it. Very beautifully, what is happening, you know, the entire one, though it has given you something else. What is happening here? In a Word document, it is giving you an Excel file. Okay, it is a embedding Excel. Now, since it is a Excel, now let me come back to Word document. It looks like exactly like a table. Now, if I want to do something, table is a very boring one which is a constant. I will just double click this. Once you double click, you should tell me something. It's actually a Word document, this entirely. But if you look into the top ribbon menu, that ribbon menu is Excel ribbon menu. So that means I can do everything in the Word document, whatever I would like to take. For example, I want to take company A, B, C, D, E, F. Can I write a formula here? Amount, of course, equal to rand between 100, let's say 1000. Okay, enter, copy, paste special values. Then this is what total. In fact, total in the Word you cannot keep, but this is Excel. Okay, this is bold italic, and let me put the format. I don't want grid lines, so let me remove the grid lines. Let's go to view and remove the grid line. And I don't want this much bigger table. Don't worry, you can adjust. Just move this towards this and move this towards app. Exactly fitted. Now let's double click somewhere outside. Now it is Word. Okay. Later if I want to do any change, don't worry, just double click. Even you can hide the data, you know. Let's say you want to give a special message. Okay, you can keep the message somewhere here. This to be deleted next year. Or this is bribe to the company. Okay, but don't write, I'm just giving you. Let's say you can just hide this. Let's click outside. No one knows. But I know that it's a embed, I can double click it. Later I can expand. These are secret messages you can send from one document to the other document. So what I'm trying to tell, in the Word document, if you want to make the tables, than the table, if you think there are formulas, it's better you can make a Excel embedded file inside. Yeah, so this is about Word document linkage. But if you want to make it, make sure that final, okay, that's very important, name. Because when you make a path, if name got changes, these entire links will go wrong. Okay, sometimes it will not change automatically these links. What do you need to do? Right click, just update the link. Are you finding any update link here? Hey, surprising. Okay, because that file is already open. Okay, if you just right click and you'll get a pop-up here, update the link, then automatically it will update. You need not to do anything.
No, it is not a link, right? It is an Excel sheet embedded here.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're finding a link. Sorry. This is the link, just click it. That will go back to the same path, it will update. Okay. When it's not updating automatically. When so many applications are running at the back end, sometimes it will not do automatically. Anyone having any question till here?
In the Word, we can check whether what are the figures are dependent.
No, sir. Sir, if you are giving proper links, okay, proper page special as a link here, then there is no question of dependence here. If you change the trial balance sheet changes. If you change balance sheet, automatically this will change. Here there is no question of linkage because it's not a formula. That is only dependence or precedence is for the formulas in the Excel, not in the Word.
No, for example, in the 17-18 figure,
Yeah.
we got it from there.
Correct.
Then we must know from where it has been taken.
From where it has been taken, you just double click, sir. Just double click. It has gone and selected from where it has taken.
No, we have to go to that place and double click it.
Obviously, sir. Sir, for example, I think I'm
Actually,
understanding.
The whole text, what are the figures are dependent on, okay.
No. For your question, answer is no. But for a particular item, from where we are linking to the Excel, you will get to know. But whole text, which values are linking? No. That control is not there. That's all. If that is fine, then I'll ask a couple of questions, then we'll close.
So if you listen my system,
Sir.
source file is deleted.
Sorry, sir. Source file got deleted? Yes. If that is the case, if Word, source file in the sense working file, Excel file,
Yeah.
then once you open Word document, that will ask, do you want me to update? If you click update, that will look for the path, that file is not there, so you will get error. Don't update, escape. Then convert everything into normal. Okay, error convert into PDF, gone. But but very important, okay. That's what I'm saying. If you want to learn something advanced, you need to also know what is the, okay, if you don't handle properly, what are the problems? Otherwise, later you will remember me. That stupid I said only how to use it. He did not tell how to handle it later. So that's the problem. Okay, so let me save this, whatever the stepwise. Sir, I can send this to ICI or someone who can take initiative. They can send it to everyone.
No.
This entire I can forward. I don't have any problem.
You will give the email ID.
Sir, these many email IDs collecting is difficult. So
No, it is there.
yeah, okay.
Ready available.
Okay. Step by
There is
process.
that notebook. Reasoning, right? And the notebook it.
I'm just saving everything, not closing. This I'm just not saving because sir, actually Excel, I think Institute is conducting such a nice course. They recently initiated the Sir, these are the questions. Huh?
No, mail it.
I just surprised because before leaving I got almost one page. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah. So I think Institute started one nice course, dashboard, Excel dashboard course. That is 3 days course. They have given a very nice lab also here, forensic lab. My suggestion, please enroll when you get a free time, because in 3 days they are going to talk about the Excel. Okay, if you're bad, I am going to come as a faculty. Okay, because last time I have taken here. Okay, maybe you can find some faculty from here, but it's a 3 days you can properly sit and understand at least some Excel. Okay, so whenever you get a time, because whenever I give a lecture for forensic accounting fraud detection course also, whoever are here taken recent FFD course from Chennai, probably they are my participants. Okay, I talk their data analytics. Wherever I go, especially south side I didn't have much problem, north side, wherever I go, they literally, because it's a forensic course, right? Advanced we always talk, we would like to talk. But when we go and started talking bigger things, they stop. Saran, just now you said equal to SUM, what it is, can you explain? Okay, one day only my topic. Then entirely we ended up talking about basics. Okay, when you are trying to look into the bigger forensic related, these all are much more required. Without technical, I'm not saying these are only required. Data analytics is one of the vertical. If you have the data, once you get the data into proper shape, then you will get to know with your experience whether it's a fraud or not and how it happened. That is the latter part. First part is, let's say I went for an audit. I got 1 terabyte of Excel file. 1 terabyte of Excel files. Let's say one investigation is happening, they have taken me as a consultant, then they have taken a hard disk from the systems and they have given it to me. Sharon, in that Excel files are there, just do the analysis and give me the report. Then you cannot say that, sir, since it is 1 terabyte, give me 1 year time. Maximum how much time you can ask for? 3 days or 4 days. Opening the files itself will take a lot of time. Okay, so there the data analytics with the Excel techniques will come. As a chartered accountant, I cannot use now idea tools are very bigger tools. Okay, SAS and so on. The only tool which we can use is Excel. In Excel, you can do amazing things. Okay, start learning. I was telling the point that whenever I go, especially throughout India, especially with very great respect to senior members, one senior member asked me, Sharon, at this age you are asking me to learn these many functions, it's very difficult. I said, okay, sir, you can take the help of your staff. I think in the bank audit recently when I went to Patna. Then while taking the session, I have seen the sir is using, that senior member, okay, latest version of iPhone. Then I stopped and asked him, sir, which version of iPhone you are using? He said, latest version, whatever the version it is. Sir, I think it's he said very proudly, yeah, my granddaughter settled in USA, she sent this phone. Sir, what you are doing with the phone? Of course, I am doing many things. I am having a group calling, WhatsApp, this and everything. Sir, do you know what is the latest update in the WhatsApp? I asked the question. He said, yeah, I think earlier it was only deletion of the message, both the sides 7 minutes. Now they have made it 60 minutes. In fact, I did not know by the time. I said, sir, who said you are not the tech savvy actually? You are. Though you are 65 or 70, you are. Because you have a lot of interest to talk to your granddaughters there and you want to see them. Though you are not tech savvy, you learned. Okay, it's just the interest you must have to learn these tools. I have seen many chartered accountants having at the age of 60, now they are playing with the Excel because it's just the interest. So if you ask me, Excel is a Facebook, if you are having an interest with the Facebook. For me, Excel is a PUBG game. If you are having a lot of interest with the PUBG game. Okay, if you ask whatever the interest, Excel is the same. It's only just the interest. But for that approach is required. For that proper learning is required. Okay, for which the courses are. Okay, I always surprise. In fact, last time I have taken a online workshop on the bank audit, connecting 18 branches throughout India. Because instead of going over there and spending they spend 10 to 15,000 for flight charges and everything. And I literally beg at the time of bank audit, sir, give me at least 2.5 hours. They called me Ahmedabad for 1.5 hours. And unfortunately, finally, they have given me 20 minutes. For which I went over there and they have given me hotel and everything. I said, sir, 20 minutes. Sharon, because of guest is there, so the time got shortened. So we conduct an online workshop. So connecting almost 18 branches. So my always surprise is 20 years back we learned about text to column for the same bank audit. Every year the same bank audit, same workshop. somewhere we have to break it. That only we can do if we have the interest. Okay, we need to think that every year the same thing, why I need to learn, next year let me learn something new. Okay, that mindset, if you have, tools are such an easy, in fact seniors can learn much more faster than the juniors because you have the domain knowledge better than anyone else. Okay, if you have a functional knowledge, you can do better. Okay, that's all from my end. If you have any question, you can reach me, okay, to my
The question
WhatsApp
is,
phone number. Yes, sir.
I have not answered that. The terabyte,
I have not
how
answered.
did you handle?
Sorry, I did. No, I didn't say that I handle. I'm saying that for that so many techniques are there. Okay, for that data analytics techniques are there. If the same
You
data,
used in Excel alone, or you convert?
of course we use Excel. Now I'm handling one future group assignment. Okay, future Nilgiris, they have retail chains, right? That CFO is looking for some bigger dashboard. You know, 1 month sales data is 1,50,000 records. They have given last 5 years data. That means 25 lakh records. One sheet is having only 1 million records maximum. Okay, that's having 25 lakh. That means 2.5 million. Excel will not handle. That's the reason we have Power Pivot. Power Pivot is there in 2013 version onwards. But unfortunately, many CS are still using 2007. Okay, so always latest version will save hundreds of man hours. 2013 version is having a small artificial intelligence feature. You know that? You can even as a senior member, you can use it like this. Okay, if you can give me 1 minute time, I can explain this. For example, there are so many names. This mine is 2016. I always updated with this. Let's say I have given like this, hundreds of names are there. Sharan Kumar, Uday Babu, okay, or else, okay, or Rahman. I'll keep sir, I don't know. Okay, so let's say whatever you can keep. Okay, whatever favorite actress name, Rakul Preet. For example, like that, 1000 values are there. Even you are a senior member, let's say for you to extract the first word is difficult because you need to write a very bigger formula. Equal to, left of, look into this, find, look for the text in this, and -1, and this is a very bigger formula you cannot write. So for which 2013 version is having a flash fill. What is that flash fill? Just give the answer for the first one, whatever you are looking for. Second one, when you start writing Excel is telling, sir, are you looking for first word? Yes, I am giving it to you. Okay, if you are looking for, I don't want this, I want the last word Kumar. B, Excel is saying that, I understood what you are looking for. You are looking for last word, don't worry, enter. Or else I don't want rather anything, SK. Then UB, now it is understood. I understood your pattern, sir. Are you looking this? Yes. For this, am I need to write a bigger formula? It's only updating the version. Like this, hundreds of features. We just need to explore. We just need to experience. These are the only two things. Unless whatever there in the, content is there everywhere. But we just need to realize that what we are missing. My request to all the principal, whoever here, update your systems to the latest version. Wait for 1 more month because 2019 is coming. That is much more advanced. Okay, so so that your staff also will have a lot of interest to work with the latest features, because in the advanced ITT they learn about advanced, but when they come back, I'm not saying that you are not using, just in a generic statement. When they come back, still I have seen many firms have started using 2007. What they can learn from 2007, which is a very pathetic. 2007 onwards, 2016, much more changes. At least 50% changes are there. Okay, so just a thought process towards the technology I'm trying to give you, and in fact majority senior members here than me. Okay,
But
if anything.
ideally, I mean, in the entire session it was very good. Actually, we got a lot of insights.
Yes, sir.
But one thing, in the practical scenario,
Yeah.
when we are doing a balance sheet,
Yeah.
we have different layers of grouping. For example, share capital, just one layer, it goes as a share capital.
Sir, that's the reason I said I have given you an approach.
Okay.
The same principle, let it be even 5 groups. I'm going to, instead of putting one balance sheet label, I'll put 2 balance sheet label.
Yeah.
Concept is same, because I have given a limited time.
What my suggestion is, instead of sum if,
Yeah.
it is simple that I will put a pivot. Where
Sir, pivot, the problem is, every time first you need to refresh if I change it. That is one. The other thing is, if I change the source data somewhere, again, if pivot is not comfortable for me to link to that. Okay, because tomorrow when I click a pivot, one fields are coming. If I wrongly select one field to the other field, the entire thing will go wrong. That's the reason I go for a formula method. Formula method is very simple. I'll put a formula, that's all. Pivot is basically you will give a pivot. From where you are saying that you will put a VLOOKUP again. Are you saying that?
No, not necessarily VLOOKUP. Because,
even after pivot, I am saying that formula is required. How can directly with the pivot I will prepare financial statements?
no, it is possible. Like
Not in the format of the schedule 3, maybe.
yeah, that is also to some extent if we tailor it to.
I got your question. So what he's trying to tell, sir, you have anyway tags, right? With that tag, you put a pivot directly, summarized values, you will get it. Once you get the summarized values, directly you can refer it. What I'm trying to tell, I'm not taking into the pivot, directly these values I'm getting over there. But the problem with the pivot is, I'll not get into the format what I'm looking for. Again, I need to refer to the pivot table.
No, that also to some extent we would be,
Okay.
we could structure it.
Yeah.
The one advantage with the pivot is that you need not do that formula checking, like whether we have considered all the items.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
when the refreshed pivot gets 0, I mean,
Correct.
or the total matches, that means
No, even in pivot, if I don't take the entire database, it will not take it.
it will not take it.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 layers is easily possible.
Yes.
Because fixed assets, under fixed assets, tangible assets, intangible assets,
Correct.
under then building, machinery,
Correct.
all those layers will easily fit in.
Correct, sir. Sir, that's what I'm saying, sir. I'm not saying that it's a foolproof. Okay, I'm giving you the methodology to think further. Okay, for the other people.
And another thing which I just want to
Yes.
ask you,
Share it.
when we are embedding lot of data within the Word,
Yeah.
the size of the file goes up like
I like it, sir, but maximum it will not go more than 1 MB or 2 MB. Even you put, because I work for a Credit Suisse bank where we follow the same techniques actually. The financial statement is 200, 300 pages. But let it be, if I put embedded, because here I am looking for more comfort. For example, if I put a table and I put a total after calculating from the Excel, that total will not update if I change it. That's the reason I am embedding in Excel. Excel is for my comfort. Okay, size is if it is upgrading, okay, that I'll manage. Unless it is not a very bigger size like.
Unless we are talking about the latest systems, right?
Yeah.
Chartered accountants are using. But what I have seen is that in the latest system also,
Yeah.
when they try to open the file, it gets hanged. The reason being, it is not that the system doesn't have the capacity to handle it. They download lot of applications which is running on the background,
Yeah.
taking lot of
Correct.
systems time.
Correct.
So it is better when you do the analysis. What we do is that
Yeah.
we switch off all those systems.
Yeah.
We run a tool like at least in the background, whatever it is running, let it stop.
Yeah.
And then we do that analytics.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, these all are couple of techniques while, in fact, I do the same. When I start working about an
otherwise
assignment,
nothing will happen.
I don't keep.
Just the file will open, nothing, it gets hanged. And
Sir,
again it goes.
99%, I'm telling you the size of the file, ideally this client I should not share, okay, the size of the files we handle, okay, I follow all those techniques. This file is 83 MB, okay, this is at the back end having 25 lakhs records,
Yeah.
and that too, how many sheets in this file? Only one sheet, because data is not there. The data is every time taking from this sales data. Okay, if I directly put the file here, automatically this will get updated. Okay, since the session is not relating to the data analytics side, I didn't cover, but thank you so much for sharing. In fact, those are all techniques we follow.
A lot of tools are also available in the market.
Yeah.
For example, AVG, PC, TUNF, just we click of the button, it switch off all the background data.
Because I am from the forensics, I don't suggest couple of applications unless we know that those all are, because that's in fact the entire WannaCry for chartered accountants happened in the same way. What tool we have used, to generally for a desktop sharing we use TeamViewer is the best one. Along with the TeamViewer, that time people used to promote, especially the CA firms, I don't know how CA firms got it, AMI software. Through the AMI software only, in fact, we got the viruses.
Yeah.
Okay, unless the application is really authentic, then we can use it. These days, it is about the data. Friends, that's all. I think I tried sharing a little bit thing. At least if your knowledge upgraded at least 0.001%, I'm happy taking the
It's
session.
a lot, actually.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just trying to give the phone number. This is what I'm very active in the WhatsApp. In fact, if anyone having any question or anything, you can. Yes.
Say it one more time.
So you said about credit sourcing. Credit sourcing, they don't use the Excel at all because it is having a master chart of account. And also balance sheet, there is alternative account is also there. And also you are not supposed to use
I think
the
Kemar,
Excel.
if that is off, then I can tell about the client more.
Yeah, but how you are...
No, sir. I work there. At the end of the day, financial statements we prepare in the Excel only.
Yeah, that is there, but it gives also, system gives that...
System gives, sir. Even Tally gives balance sheet P&L. Are we using?
I'm talking about credit sourcing.
Whatever it is, at the end of the day, it is a accounting application. Okay, we put so many adjustment journal entries even there. Okay, I followed this. In fact, I am as a legal entity controller for a couple of entities. We follow the same thing. We take only trial balance. From where in the balance sheet P&L we prepare in the Excel. We don't directly take from the PeopleSoft.
So you can note down his mobile number. He has to catch up his flight.
Yeah, thank you so much again for your patient hearing.
Our small memento.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.